should get somebody else to do that. You'll be asking the questions.
Well, I have my camera chief photographer, so I'm not too worried about.
All right.
It'll turn out great.
I'm ready. Good. All right. Whenever you ready?
So who am I talking to?
You can just talk to me.
Okay, great.
So could you kind of sum up what happened? It would seem pretty intense in there between you and some of the attorneys for these mall shooters.
Yeah, I mean, it is intense. It's a serious case. It's probably the most important case we've had in Chatham County in terms of magnitude, the danger to public safety, et cetera. So when you have that many defendants on a case this size, this big, and this important to the community, it does get intense. We asked for a continuance today, and some of them agreed to it and did not mind. Some of them objected to it, and so that's where you saw the back and forth between counsel, but that typically happens in most cases. That's not unusual.
And what was the reason for the continuance?
Well, when I stood on the courthouse steps and talked to our community shortly after this shooting, I told them that I would make every resource available to the prosecution of this case. I have done that. I've reached out to the AG's office and the gang prosecution unit so that we can collaborate on this case. I'm glad to report that they are interested in collaborating with us. We have been working tirelessly with our detectives on this case to gather evidence and medical records, search warrants, photographs, videos, ballistics, and all kinds of things that go into a case of this scale. And so this is not the average battery or the average or the standard case. It's a large-scale case that requires a large-scale investigation, and I fully intend to make sure that the case is prosecuted thoroughly, efficiently, and successfully for our citizens. That's what I told them I was going to do, and that's what I need to do it.
One of the points you made was that the sixth person wasn't yet arrested. You said you wanted to just kind of get all the cases together in the same hearing. Right now we only have 5 of the suspects, is that right?
Right. The sixth individual who is at large is Franklin James. He is already represented by counsel. His attorney knows full well where he is. I do not intend to try this case piecemeal. That does not do well for the body of evidence in this case. I think it's important that, in my opinion, these defendants committed this act together. They need to be tried as one, and instead of onesies and twosies. And that, I think, will be the best, the way that we can achieve the best and strongest result in the prosecution of this case. I'm waiting for him to turn himself in, as is the rest of Chatham County. His lawyer said he would turn him in on Monday. It's Wednesday. He hasn't done it yet. So I know his lawyer. He's a reputable lawyer. I expect him to be a man of his word and turn Franklin James in immediately.
And it came up in court that Shalena was served with additional paperwork just today, and his attorney kind of in opposition because he had been up for bond and now he's not. Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
Yeah, without getting super technical, there are certain offenses where you have to see a Superior Court judge, and that Superior Court judge has to set a bail. And those are in the most serious cases, like murder, that like we have in this case. Early on in the investigation, Mr. Hyman was served with a warrant for possessing an illegal firearm. And in the weeks since, we have developed more evidence to bring more charges against him at the arrest warrant stage. And that's why he was served with additional warrants this morning. Now, to be clear, the district attorney does not charge until the indictment phase. So the charges that have been brought against the defendants are charges that have been filed by the police department. The formal way to charge these cases is to present them to the grand jury, and that has yet to be done. We're approaching that phase.
How far out do you think you are before you can bring that indictment?
Technically, we have 90 days from the date of a defendant's arrest to indict before they would be entitled by law to a bond. We expect to indict the case well before then, of course. All of our timelines are contingent on the evidence that's available. I am still asking the citizens of Chatham County that if they have information to bring it forward, because every piece of evidence counts and will go into the indictments. So it'll be before 90 days. Exactly when, I cannot say.
And you mentioned the AG's office is now going to be involved in considering this a gang-related matter. Could you go into that?
Without commenting on the facts of the case, because it is a pending criminal investigation, I think it's no secret that there are some gang implications involved in this case. And the AG's office does have additional resources. And I think that in the same way that we said more heads are better than one, right? We want to gather intelligence, not just here in Chatham County, but from around the state, about involvement so that we can investigate that. And I'm glad that they have interest in Chatham County. This is our first time collaborating on a case together, and I'm looking forward to it.
At times, the Attorney General has been critical of City of Savannah leaders and yourself for your handling of violent cases. I wonder if that has at all been discussed. Did he approach you? Did y'all approach them? Has that relationship mended between Chatham County folks and state of Georgia folks?
Well, relationships are important, and in my view, I reached out to the AG's office because, first of all, I don't take offense to somebody being critical of me if they don't know me. Your opinion about me doesn't matter if you have never spoken to me before. I've made several efforts to reach out to the AG's office early this year to talk about this very issue in our community. Those invitations went unresponded to. But I think when I sent this letter out and contacted his office yesterday just to invite them to the table, they were very responsive. And I'm glad for that. And so whatever beef might have existed before, I'm totally not interested, y'all. I'm trying to prosecute a gang case in Chatham County, and that's the only thing that matters to me.
What makes this case so much more different that it rises to that level? You feel it's necessary to reach out to the state attorney general?
Well, I will tell you that the Attorney General's comments about the strength of our prosecution in Chatham County did concern me, not because of me personally, but because of the message it sends to our constituents. First of all, it's not true. But more importantly, as we always have to be the adult in the room. And my goal is to, no matter what my personal feelings might be about any elected official, state or local, I am here to prosecute, and that's it. I am here to prosecute cases. We don't have to eat dinner together. You don't have to like me. You don't have to vote for me. That's fine. But my obligation is to the citizens who live here. And so with that in mind, I care about resources. You have investigators, you have training, you got other stuff, all hands on deck, because this is an all hands on deck situation. And this is not to say, in addressing your question, that this case is more important than any other case in our office, because we take the same approach and intensity. But let's be real. It happened in the middle of the day in a public place where all of our kids are, and it touched everybody in this community. So it deserves every resource.
Are you happy with the outcome of today's hearing?
I happy with it. I don't know. What I want the public to know is that it takes a long time to investigate a gang case, and a shooting case, and a death case, and a felony murder case. It takes a lot of resources. I would say that whatever allows us to do the most thorough and complete investigation we can, that helps. And so in that regard, I'm pleased that we got some more time to investigate thoroughly.
And Ms. Smith's family was there today, just in support and just attending. How much, I guess, harder does that make y'all want to get justice for her and her family?
I never got a chance to meet Ms. Smith. I did have an opportunity to speak closely with her niece and her other family members since this incident. I feel the way about Ms. Smith that I feel about all victims of violent crime in Chatham County. That's why I do this work. It's important to me. And so I am glad to see that I'm of course sorry for their loss, but glad to see that they are involved at the ground level. And we expect to give them the greatest, highest care and services that we can.
And I did want to ask you, I saw that some of the attorneys were maybe upset and just, they didn't want an indictment before they have the chance for the preliminary hearing. Are you able to guarantee that, or where do you stand on that?
I am going to let the law and criminal procedure do its work. I certainly respect Judge Yancey. I also respect my fellow members of the bar. So in the coming weeks, we'll see what happens.
Anything we didn't ask that you think is worth noting?
You guys ask thorough questions every time. I think we've covered the field.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
DA.
you. Have a great day. Bye.